Hi, third graders. We are going to be looking at the activity list for week of September 22nd. That will be starting on a Tuesday, and then it will be due the following week on Monday. So you have an entire week to work on it. Please make sure your name is at the top. You need to, this is the first section, is the same, it has been the same since the first week of school. Your class does independent reading time. It may be during smart time this week, or your teacher may have you do this during activity list time. Check off the boxes when you complete it. This is your reading counts for the week. Write your book title and then your score. You need to be taking reading counts test. They're very important. The next section is your foundational skills. We are going to continue working on prefixes and suffixes. There's a required practice and a required learning. The learning is optional though, so you do not need to put this until your entire activity list is finished. You have just this required practice. If you're a blue level reader, 1B or 2B, you're doing the word part sort. You can do that with another blue reader, independent, or with a pair. If you are a 1R, 2R, or a white reader, you're going to do another suffix practice like you did last week. Again, independent or with a pair. Please do not do the optional learning until your teacher tells you to do the optional. Now down here we have the reading section. You are going to read the carnivorous plants. It's located in the resource area. It's a text, a passage. Then you're going to find the main idea and key details to go along with that text. Main idea and key details are what we're going to be learning about in reading during the week in your benchmarks. That is a required practice, and below is a required practice. So it does not matter which one of these you do first. That is up to you in this section. You are going to complete the text features scavenger hunt using the book that we're using in benchmarks called At the Root of It. Now we're down to the writing section. There's a required practice and a required practice. So you can again do what we're making you. See, we wrote number 1. This is going to be your very first activity that every student is going to work on. You need to choose your animal that you will write about, write it on the line. Write the title of the book that you will be using, write it on the line, and then you need to read your book. This has to be, for every student in every class, has to be the first activity that you complete. This is an independent activity. Then below it says after Tuesday's benchmark, you're going to complete the introduction box of your Foursquare plan. You're going to do a writing, a Foursquare on the book that you have completed, the animal. This has to be number 1 on Tuesday. Okay, then we have the math section. First, we have a required practice, required practice, required practice. So you can do these in any order. There's a multiplication practice on arrays. It's in the resource area. Next, we have the completed division equal groups. It's also in the resource area. And then you have to go on Zern. Please make sure you're setting a timer for 15 minutes if you are going on Zern. We have the science section, flowering and non-flowering plants. Last week we talked about the parts of a plant. Now we're going to go into the different types of plants. We have a required learning. That means you need to do it first. Read the classifying plants anchor chart around the room in your classroom. And then the practice that goes along with that learning is called classifying plant sorting activity, and you're going to find that in the resource area. The last section on the activity list is social studies. We're going to continue talking about primary and secondary sources. There's a choice learning here. Please choose one. Circle it. You can either scan the QR code and watch the video, or you can look at and read the anchor chart paper that your teacher has hung up. You need to pick one or the other to learn about it. Then the practice activity that goes with it is called complete the I am a primary source for activity in the resource area. You are going to find the title of it in the resource area is I am a primary source. You cannot complete this until you do the learning above it. Then there's another required learning. This goes with the practice that is below it. So the learning practice go together, and then a learning and a practice. You're going to watch the Brain Pop Junior video titled Reading Maps. And then you're going to complete the Brain Pop Junior Reading Maps quiz that's going to be located in the resource area. It is a piece of paper. The quiz is a piece of paper. It is not on the computer. So make sure you're not completing the quiz on the computer after you read the or after you watch the video. You need to get it from the resource area. If you have questions, make sure you are writing your name on the help board